action is always equal to reaction. If a patient is coming in with obvious and overt destructive symptoms such as a cancer or rheumatoid arthritis or any sort of really impacting, destructive disease, there will be a stress in their life that is equal to an opposite. I think one of the major problems that homeopathy has had is looking for too much subtlety when no subtlety exists. And that means that we bypass what is the glaring and the obvious. And we do that under the impression that the glaring and the obvious is perhaps superficial. But it isn't. Life and the way that we interact with stress is really observable. We know anywhere in nature that there is always an equal and opposite reaction, and yet when it comes to human beings we seem to think that that same law doesn't apply. And I'd like someone to explain to me why it doesn't apply. Because why does it apply to everything else in nature and yet not apply to us? If somebody is in a state of pathological distress, there has been some equal and opposite stress that has preceded it, and that has either set this survival instinct into a constant state of fight or flight, draining the system out, or a constant state of exhaustion to the point where there's no energy left. And now what you have is this physiological repercussion of exhaustion, of energylessness. All these organs are dying because there is no energy, because it's all going into something else or it's all completely drained. So all that I'm saying with HFA in your repertorisation is to look for the obvious stress. Then what we do is we then match that to the patient, and then with that we can find and just take the generals of the case, right? I mean, we're looking for the stressor, we're looking for the major generals of the case. Then what we do is we take the facial structure of the person into account. That tells us the energy of the remedy that we need to use, and then you just put the two together and you get results that are the equivalent of 40 years of training and clinical experience. And you get that within a couple of years. Look, it's not like any idiot can do this. It does take a refinement and a finesse to be able to understand what questions to ask and how to analyse a face properly. But once you get it, you never go back. And it makes going off on tangents actually look a little superficial, because you can see things for what they are. You can see action and reaction clearly. And through the face you can see energy, the universe at work. And putting those two things together is just creating in people that are trained in this a lifetime's worth of clinical experience in being able to get results very quickly with, like I said, without the Kentian 20, 30, 40 years of training.